Hello, welcome back to the channel. Our wicked start to the season continues, and also we continue to defy gravity in the Championship. Hello, it's a very warm welcome to episode 107 of From the Bottom to the Top, as we try and take a National League South side, in this case Weymouth, from the bottom all the way up to the top. And this is our journey. My name's Mark, and on today's episode we have for you two Championship games, match days 9 and 10. It was supposed to be Hull City and Huddersfield, but due to international break coming up, well, should have been after the two games, but because of international duty, players out on international duty, the whole Huddersfield game has been postponed, which means now we will have a game either side of the international break. Hull City in match day 9, and then we're going to be playing the current leaders of the Championship, Millwall, in match day 10. No pressure. But it needed to come along at some point or other. It was going to be in the next episode, but we just moved it forward to this episode. So, yeah, a little bit of unknown. I wasn't expecting it either. Don't forget, if you do enjoy today's episode, leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button. That keeps you up to date with everything that goes on in the channel, lets you know when videos are released and all the rest of it. And of course, you can check in and find out when stuff's happening, when new stuff's coming out, etc., by following me on X at JustOffsideFM. Before we continue, I'm going to hand you to Pass Mark, who is going to do the draw for the Carabao Cup. I think it's the 4th round that we've got coming up. Let's go and see who we play in the 4th round. And here is the draw for the 4th round of the Carabao Cup. And we get underway. Teams as lustrous as Arsenal and Bristol City, Chelsea, Brighton, all in this mix. Manchester United are first out. They play Leicester, an all Premier League tie. Chelsea will play Bristol City. What a big tie. Another Premier League match. Exeter City of League One will face Weymouth. We take a trip to Exeter City for the 4th round. Could we get through to the next stage? I think it may be quarterfinals. Next one, Arsenal will play Tranmere of League Two. Big match for Tranmere. Mansfield will play Southampton. Mansfield knocking out Sunderland in the last round. Wolves will play Doncaster or Everton. Leeds will play Manchester City, and Newcastle will play Brighton. Lots of Premier League ties there. Of the other sides, obviously we're in the Championship. In fact, we're the only Championship side left in it. Exeter City in League One, Mansfield League One, and Doncaster of League Two. Otherwise, it's all Premier League sides left in the draw. I'll hand you back to future Mark, who will show you that in the schedule. And so it is a trip to St James Park for the game against Exeter in the Carabao Cup 4th round. Can we get through to the quarterfinals? I think is the next stage of that competition, and we'll see when we get there, coming up at the end of October in a couple of episodes time. So we'll be featuring that. Since you were last with us, in fact, can I just say, I think we played Exeter City and we've beaten them twice, drawn with them the other time. One of them was a friendly, but we'll check in on that next time round. Last time you were with us, a 2-2 draw against Fulham and a 3-2 win of Norwich, which has given us that 4th round tie against Exeter City. Managing to squeeze through that. Obviously, we were 3 goals up, I think, against Norwich, and then, I'll say threw it away. Almost threw it away. Somewhat. In fact, we were 3-1 up at half time. Sousa getting one back on 22. We're in the 4th round and got a good chance to get through to the quarterfinal, further than we've ever been before. which is very nice. We've played 2 games whilst you were away, won both of them, which sets us up quite nicely for today's episode. We first of all welcomed Watford to the Bob Lucus, and this is how the goals went. And with Russell Denny making his debut on 15 minutes, we got a first goal. Patterson through, Darcy putting it away, and it was 1-0. 1-0 at half-time, and Wakachu adding a second on 70 minutes. So Russell Denny into the area, cross it in, and Wakachu doing what Wakachu does. And 2-0 it was. 13 shots, only 3 on target though. So we didn't get a lot of shots away, but what we did get away, we made profit from. 2.09 on the XG, 50% of the possession. Watford had 13 shots, 5 on target, 1.21 and 50% of the possession. They weren't just a pushover. That was for sure. Good 2-0 win there then, and a clean sheet to boot. Then we went to Luton, Kenilworth Road, or whatever it's called now. I think it is still Kenilworth Road, isn't it? Travis Patterson getting a brace in this one, and he started the scoring on 21. Johnson with a throw-in. O'Grady Mackham back to Johnson. Patterson, and Patterson curled that in past Johansson. Then on 51 minutes, this happened. Hewitt and Oglata playing together. The ball is eventually crossed in by Hall. Goalkeeper comes out for it, and Hall was pushed apparently. And so it was. Hall stepped up, took the penalty. Yale Virginia going the right way, and having got back on terms on 51. Darcy and Russell Denny playing well. Patterson getting his second, bombed that past the goalkeeper. And that's how it finished 2-1 to us. After that, Patterson getting the brace, 76 minutes. 12 shots, 8 on target. It's a bit more like it. 1.38. And 44% of the possession. Luton Town have 15 shots, 4 on target, 2.30 and 56% of the possession. I think we mugged them, really. Travis Patterson getting a player of the match, 2 goals, and 8.1 for him. And, well, he did very well. And so this is how the table looks going into today's 2 matches. As I said, Millwall are still top, and we play them in the second game of the episode. They've drawn 2 of their last 5. They are top on 21 points. We do have a game in hand over them, so if we can win our game against them, that would be rather splendid. Derby County also have a game in hand. They are in second on 21 points, separated on goal difference from Millwall. Birmingham are in third on 20 points, just ahead of us on goal difference. We are fourth. Bournemouth 2 points behind us in fifth. Burnley 3 points behind us in 6th, also on 17 points. Our first opponents of today, Hull City, and then come Fulham and Portsmouth just below them. And down the other end of the table, Stoke and Nottingham Forest on 5 points, sitting on that trapdoor, just separated by goal difference from Sheffield United, who have got themselves off the bottom now. They were stuck on the bottom for a long while, but they're up to 5th. Norwich and Preston just below them on 4 points and 2 points respectively. Preston just picking up 2 draws so far, game against Bournemouth and Huddersfield. So that's how it's all set up for today. Our first opponents of the day, Hull City, come to visit the Bob Lucus. We've not played them in this series so far, so they can always be a bit of an animal. Let's go and see if we can get a result against them and the team that will face Hull City. And here is the team that faces Hull City in this match day 9 in the Championship. It's Virginia in goal. G. Olsen and DeBeo are defensive line, which has become quite familiar now. Johnson and Lawrence are the wide wing-back players. O'Grady Mackham just a little bit further forward today in that deep line playmaker role. Patterson and Derry are the wide players. And Nzingo is behind at Wakachu, so it's a very familiar side. Winterbottom, Armitage, Candlish, Holman, Darcy, Russell Denny, Whittingham, Ross Stewart, who's not fully fit, can play 45 minutes, and Jefferson make up the bench. And here we are back at the Bob Lucus, playing our by now familiar formation. As I said, just O'Grady Macken slightly more forward today. Hull City playing a 4-4-2. Howison is their manager. And as we've just checked, Hull City are 7th on 17 and we are 4th on 20 points. First highlight comes 4 minutes in. It's a free kick to Hull City. Morelos chips this ball in. Olsen not getting rid of it, and they've scored. Aliar. And in 5 minutes, we go a goal behind. That's not a usual start. Morales chipped this one in. Olsen not really heading it away. And, well, got it through to Aliar. 2 players standing on that right side not being marked. They have a corner. Morales swung in. Again, it's not cleared. And Aliar is at it again. And Aliar scores a second. What is going on? 3rd goal of the season for Aliar. And on 8 minutes, we go 2 behind. And twice we haven't cleared this ball. Morales added again. Jones, 9 minutes on the clock now. But O'Grady Macken runs back to pick that ball up. Derry comes forward. And we've got a mountain to climb. Derry cuts it in, and it's fallen for Wakachu, and he gets one back, and on 10 minutes, we are back in the game. What a start to the game, and can we get back on level terms very quickly here? Hull City have thorn in our side. Goalkeeper spilled it. Question whether it went over the line in the first place. We have a free kick. Wakachu goes direct, but it's off target. Corner now. 29 on the clock. Patterson with the corner. It's one deep to the back post. Ooh, nearly. I'm not sure who got the head on it, but we'll have a look. It was DeBeo. Couldn't bring it down. Cardoso. 38 minutes on the clock and a goal kick. Wakachu heading that down to Patterson. Patterson out to Johnson. Haven't seen much of him today. Johnson inside to Patterson. Patterson goes on his own. It's blocked. Shot blocked. G's been thwarted in his attack. Poor ball back to DeBeo. DeBeo had to work to do there to stop them getting away. Olsen comes forward. He's got Lawrence now. Lawrence finds Nzingo. O'Grady Macken through to Derry. Derry now. Cross this ball in. Oh, and Patterson misses the target. A number of players missed that. Millwall are leading. Derry comes into the area, cuts this back. And first of all, Nzingo didn't get there. Wakachu, I presume that is in the middle. Looks like he's been fouled by or held back by Pearce. And then Patterson misses the target. And then more highlights in that first half. And we need to be better at hitting the target. We've had 8 shots, but only hit the target once. A 1.69 and 63% of the possession. They've had 4 shots, 3 on target and 37% of the possession. We've dropped O'Grady Macken back into that deeper line role. Obviously, they were exploiting him being a little bit further forward and the gap between. But we've snuffed that out for now. Yeah, it needs to be better in the second half. We need to be hitting that target, getting the shots away, but hitting the target more. 3 minutes on the clock. We've not had any more shots on target, and Cardoso catches that ball. Might need to change personnel shortly. He's launched a long one, and Aliar is underneath it, but it's going to be tidied up by Lawrence. Lawrence finds O'Grady Macken and Nzingo as we try and look to attack from the back. Nzingo finds Patterson to Lawrence. Nice ball movement. A Wakachoo through to Patterson. Patterson puts it away. There's the equaliser. 5th goal of the season for Travis Patterson. And on 65 minutes, we are back on parity. Now we need to go forward and take the lead. And Zingo through to Wakachoo. Wakachoo twiddled around, found Patterson. And Patterson found the net finally. And on 70 minutes, just going to make one change at this point in time. We've taken off Henry Lawrence and replaced him with Jack Holman. They have a corner. Thought it was us. 71 minutes on the clock, and that change been made. Lawrence wandering around the corner flag, right in front of the player taking the corner. Sort of headed clear. It's not clear, and they've scored another. Just as we've got level. And Pearce gets the 3rd for Hull. And with 72 minutes on the clock, we're making 2 more changes. Jesse Derry is off. Ronan Darcy on, and we've also taken off Glory Nzingo and brought on Russell Denny. They have a throw in deep in their half. Russell Denny picks that ball up. It's just come on, but it was a poor ball. Referee was in the way. Not that that had anything to do with the pass. And they're trying to get out. It's headed back, and Patterson brings that ball down. O'Grady Macken. We've changed to attacking. Darcy, Holman. But it was a poor ball. Holman losing that first control. Headed down. That's picked up by O'Grady Macken. Patterson, Darcy, Wakachoo oversteps it, and it's gone in. Patterson gets his 6th goal of the season. And, well, he's got a brace again, and we're back level on 76. What a topsy-turvy game this is. Grady Macken winning that ball in midfield. Patterson through to Darcy. Darcy to Wakachoo, who overstepped it. And Patterson curled it in off the post. Corner, 78 minutes. Russell Denny swings it in. And Wakachoo will get there. Holman comes forward. He's got the work on. Derbeo. O'Grady Macken. Oh, he's given the ball away. Just loitered on that ball, and Hurtado is in, and I think it's gone for a corner. Yale Virginia getting fingers to it. Hurtado will take the corner. It's going to be an outswinger. We've conceded from corners before. This time it's cleared. And with 82 minutes on the clock, making our final 2 changes, we've taken off Billy G was replaced by Will Armitage, and Carl Johnson also off, replaced by Candlish. And nothing doing. Once again, we've succumbed to a draw, and those early goals hurting us a lot. And, well, we didn't get off to a very good start at all. 3 goals in the first 10 minutes. We had 13 shots, 4 on target, 2.20, and 63% of the possession. They had 11 shots, 6 on target, 1.43 and 37% of the possession. Yeah, wasn't our best day. And, well, things looking a little bit ropey at the minute. And despite that draw, we remain in 3rd place at the end of those games, still with the game in hand. But so did Derby County, who have won today, and they've pulled a little bit of a gap on us. 3-point gap now in first place on 24. They're 3 points over Birmingham. We remain in 3rd. Millwall drop down to 4th by virtue of their draw. Bournemouth, who beat Millwall, move up into 5th. Also on 21 points. The only saving grace is to say we do have a game in hand as it stands at the moment. Fulham are in 6th on 19, and Portsmouth and Hull on 18. Burnley on 70. A 3-point gap down then to Middlesbrough. And at the other end of the table, Sheffield United, now having won 2 games on the trot, having not done anything all season, are up to 18th on 8 points. They're clear 3 points clear of Nottingham Forest, who are in 22nd. Norwich, Luton pull themselves up a little bit, are in 19th and 20th respectively on 7 points. Watford standing on the trapdoor at 6 points, and then the three teams in that bottom there, Nottingham Forest, Stoke and Preston, all on 5 points. I'm fighting it out at the bottom of the table there. Some of the results today: Barnsley beating West Brom by a goal to nil. As I said, Bournemouth beating Millwall 3-1. Millwall took the lead after 32, but Bournemouth come back with vengeance, given away in by a penalty on 56. Coventry beating Plymouth 2-1. Fulham 3-0 winners over Burnley. Huddersfield and Birmingham 0-0. Preston beating Nottingham Forest by 3 goals to 2. That was Preston's first win of the season. As I said, Derby, a very slender win over Queen's Park Rangers, but enough to put them on top of the table. Norwich 3-1 winners over Stoke. Middlesbrough beating Watford 2-1. 3-3 draw between us and Hull City. And Sheffield United, as I said, suddenly have found their feet. 4-1 winners over Swansea, not helped by a sending off of Swanson on 58 minutes. Right, 21 days, 3 weeks down to the next match against Millwall, international break and all sorts going on. We will come back ahead of that game with any news that happens between now and then. Millwall currently in 4th place. We are just in front of them, but we need to stay in front of them with a win. We'll be back for that game next. And before we focus on today's match against Millwall in the Championship, match day 10, we can tell you that we've had a 3-week break effectively due to the international window. And we've played a game during that time, a friendly. We just thought we'd give the guys a run out and include in a couple of our trialists as well. We beat Bristol City, who are currently in the Premier League, by 2 goals to 0. We'll show you the goals in just a moment. 8 shots, 4 on target, 0.88 and 66% of the possession. Bristol City had 7 shots, just 1 on target, 0.69 and 34% of the possession. It was quite a good day. Nzingo got us off to the start. 21 minutes on the clock. Darcy Nzingo goes out wide. Holman winning that ball despite a tackle coming in, and Nzingo was in the middle to put it away. And then on 43 minutes, it was G's turn. G on the edge of the area, had one go at it, come back to him, headed it into the back of the net. And 2-0 it was. Billy G picking up a player of the match, scored a goal, had a good game, 8.4. It was a good opportunity to have a run out for Ben Winterbottom in goal as well. We played Sam Hughes, who is a trialist, and Harrison Burrows, who is a trialist, both who have now left us. Harrison Burrows wants $25,000 a week, and there's no way, he's not that good. We aren't paying him $25,000. So he's gone, and Sam Hughes made a few mistakes in that game. Wasn't really that positive. We've got him a watch on him, but we're not really. He's not really, I think, quite up to the standard, and he's 31 years old. So there we go. That's the game that we played then, a friendly, just to keep us warmed up against Bristol City. Today we face Millwall in this in the Championship. Never played them before. And it's match day 10. Just a recap on the table for you. Derby top, Birmingham second, we are third, Millwall fourth, Bournemouth fifth, and Fulham sixth. 4 of us, all on 21 points. Birmingham, ourselves, Millwall and Bournemouth, all just separated by goal difference, or in our case over Millwall, by goals scored. And that is pretty much where we are. So let's go and have a look at the team that faces Millwall. And what's becoming a very familiar side, and I suppose it's quite good that we've got a settled side. That's the thing. Virginia is in goal. Olsen, G and Tebeo are defensive line. Johnson and Holman gets a start. He played very well against Bristol City. Gets a start today. Johnson on the left-hand side. O'Grady Mackin playing that slightly more forward position. Patterson and Derry are our wide attackers, and Zingo between them, and Wakachu is up front leading the attack. On the bench today, it's Winterbottom, Armitage, Linton, Lawrence, Russell Denny, Juric comes into the bench. He's elevated. He's been away on international duty and had some really good games. So we'll see if he breaks into the side today. Ronan Darcy, Jefferson and Ross Stewart. And here we are back at the Bob Lucas for this match day 10 against Millwall. And they are playing a 4-4-2. Horseman is their manager. Jovic leading their attack. They are fourth on 21. We are third also on 21. Just separated by goal difference. They're playing in all orange today. They have a free kick. Smith heading it down. Headed down by De Beer. Back to Wakachu. Holman is out there. Holman inside to O'Grady Mackin. O'Grady Mackin over the top to Wakachu. And Wakachu puts it away. His 8th goal of the season. And on, I'm not sure if it's 5 minutes or 6 minutes, but it doesn't really matter. We take a 1-0 lead. And we move up into second place. Millwall moving up to third. I'm not quite sure how that is. I presume that's because whoever was Birmingham are losing. Good goal. 6 minutes. And on 33 minutes, we're making an enforced change. Glorin Nzingo has picked up a potential groin injury. Not long been back from injury. And hopefully that isn't bad news. We will see. Russell Denny comes on to replace him. 36 minutes on the clock. They have a throw in. And Jota back to Fanny. Fanny takes a shot from distance, and Yale Virginia, I think it was going in the bottom corner, getting hands to it and putting it wide for a corner. Sheffield United are beating Derby County as well, which is good news. And that's headed wide. Jota with the corner. Swung in. It's headed wide. It was a handball, actually. Phillips got a yellow card for that. Yale Virginia with the free kick. O'Grady Mackin. Back to G. And G comes forward. Ball inside. Referee in the way, but Derry got there. O'Grady Mackin. Patterson. Let's give him the ball away. O'Grady Mackin. Russell Denny's been brought down and, well, they're sending off. I presume Russell Denny was all right, but they are down to 10 men. Wakachu goes out wide to Patterson. Patterson, he's not having a good day out there today, is he? It's a couple of mistakes that he's made. Not in control of that ball. And that ball through to Smith, but it was just too far in front of Wakachu. G under that one. Olsen heading it down to De Beo. Tidied up in defence there. Derry. And the three of them, because they've been playing together a lot, seem to have got quite an understanding now. Yale Virginia out to Olsen, who's playing as that wide centre-back. Olsen. G, who's playing in the middle today. G. Derry. Derry through to Holman. Holman crosses this ball in. They're in trouble. And it's half time and no more highlights. They've had 3 shots, 2 on target, 0.15 and 53% of the possession. We've had 6 shots, 2 on target, 0.59 and 47% of the possession. We have that 1 goal lead with the goal from Wakachu on 6 minutes. But a bit of frustration creeping in at the end of that game. Patterson and Johnson both picking up yellow cards in injury time. But they are down to 10. Mitchell sent off on 42. For that tackle on Russell, what's his face? I can't remember his name. And Russell Denny was the player I'm thinking of because he's standing over the ball for this free kick. How did it go? And the goalkeeper had to make the save. It was creeping in the top corner. As we already know, he can do very good free kicks. Derry swings this in. It's into the middle, but the goalkeeper comes out to collect. Grady Mackin, 48 on the clock now. Patterson, who's had a very poor game. I think we need to take him off. I was contemplating at half-time, and he's just made another mistake. He's not on it at all today. And I think we need a little bit of a difference down that wing. Kirillov gets the ball into the area, Jota. But luckily, Jovic, I was going to say Jovic put it wide, but I think it was deflected wide. And we survived that one, but can we survive this corner? Jota. It's to the near post. It's headed away. Back out to Jota, though. And its danger's not over. But Patterson, having said I'm going to take him off, must have heard me because he come in and saved the day there. Holman. Are we going to be a counter-attack? No. And this was, we'll see it again, who actually made the defensive block here. Kirillov getting round his man, crossing it in, and it was Jota who thingied it on. And actually, it was Jovic was going to put it away. And it's that man, Billy G, again. And with nearly 51 minutes on the clock, we're making a double change. Travis Patterson is off. Josiah Linton comes on for him. And the other change that we've made is we have replaced Carl Johnson with Henry Lawrence. He can play on both sides of the pitch. I hadn't realised. Lawrence with a throw-in on that left side. A double change on that left side, of course. So Grady Macken back to Lawrence. So Grady Macken inside to Olsen. Olsen now through to Derry. And he puts it wide. An opportunity goes begging. Olsen put it into the path of Derry and he just put it wide. We have a corner. Russell Derry. This one swung in, but it's over the top. De Bayo with a free kick. Holman back to De Bayo. De Bayo's giving it away. And he had two stabs at that and didn't do very well. Goes out wide, but Lawrence cuts that one out. Olsen. O'Grady Macken finds Lawrence again. Linton, who's playing inside. He's pushed it out to Lawrence. Lawrence now back into Linton. Linton creates a space. It's come off the post. And Derry back flicks that upfield to De Bayo. Chance again goes begging. And we're being thwarted. I don't know what this means. Linton into the area. Grady Macken hits it. And in fact, I'm not sure the goalkeeper didn't actually save that. And with 81 minutes on the clock, we're making our final two changes. Russell Denny drops back into that midfield role. We have replaced O'Grady Macken, who was tiring, with Ronan Darcy. And then on the right-hand side, we have replaced Jesse Derry with Juric. As I said, he's been playing very well, and we decided we would give him a bit of a run out and see how he performs. They've had to make a change to their goalkeeper, who is injured. And it's all over that goal on 6 minutes, giving us a win against Millwall. It was a bit of a touring match, just didn't put our chances away, really. The woodwork and other things were going against us, as you'll see. We had all of that second half. They had a bit, probably half of 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 minutes, had more than half of the first half, gave us a bit of a game. Second half, down to 10 men. They were thwarted, and we did have it, but we just couldn't capitalise on them being down 10 men, even though going to attacking at one point. Elijah Smith picking up an injury on 85 minutes, so they had to bring on their reserve goalkeeper. 13 shots, 6 on target, 1.29, 54% of the possession. They had 5 shots, 2 on target, 0.62 and 46% of the possession. O'Grady Macken picking up a player of the match. 4 key passes, 2 clear-cut chances and an assist. A 7.9. Well done to him. And lots of greens. I like lots of greens. We come back with news first, and it is bad news. It says groin strain for Glory Nzingo. Out 4-7 weeks. Hit to physio. Can reduce that to 4 to 5 weeks. So it's going to be a month or more. 4 to 5 weeks injured after sprinting. So he joins Amika Peters, who is actually due back very soon, and Stefan Adamson, who is out with a torn hamstring. He's going to be about 2 to 4 weeks as well. So Glory Nzingo and Stefan Adamson will be back together as it stands. Right, without any more to do, let's have a look and have a roundup of the day's scores. And the absolutely fantastic news is we have gone top of the championship. 24 points. We are top on goal difference from Derby County, who I think lost today. They did 2-1 to Sheffield United, who are coming into form, as it turns out. And we still have a game in hand over Fulham, Portsmouth, Millwall and Birmingham. If we were to win that game in hand, bearing in mind we're 2 points clear now of Fulham, if we were to win that game in hand, we would actually be 5 points clear, which means we're 5 points clear of the playoffs, which at this point in the season is absolutely stupendous. 10 games unbeaten now in the championship. Burnley beating Barnsley by 4-1. They move up into 8th place. West Brom beating Bournemouth. Bournemouth slip out of the playoff places down into 7th place. West Brom, just looking for them. Where are they? Can't see them. They are 15th. They move up into 15th place. Coventry beating Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest down in 23rd. And if they're not careful, slipped out of the Premier League, going to slip straight through into League One. I'm sure they'll pick themselves up, or something will happen. Fulham beating Birmingham, which did us an absolute power of good, because Birmingham were in front of us. They dropped down to 6th place by virtue of that win by Fulham. Fulham moving up into 3rd place. Huddersfield and Luton Town, 1-1 draws, both in mid, or Luton Town on 21st, so it's not done Luton Town much good. Portsmouth beating Middlesbrough by 2-1. They move up into 4th place on 21 points. They are going very well as well. Preston and Norwich playing out a 0-0 draw. Hull City and Queen's Park Rangers 2-2. Hull City in 9th. Queen's Park Rangers in 14th. As I said, Sheffield United moving up the table. They are now up to a heady 17th, having not won any games at all. Now they've won 3. I think 3 on the trot, to be fair. They are up to 17th place. Derby County slipping down into 2nd by virtue of that loss, which has helped us out all the good. Watford, they move up into 18th place on 9 points after beating Plymouth by 3-1. Plymouth moving down to 19th, also on 9 points. And as, of course, our result against Millwall, a 1-0 win. They move down to 5th place. So the table looks like this. We are top on 24. Derby just behind us on goal difference, also on 24. Fulham 3rd on 22. Portsmouth, Millwall and Birmingham in 4th, 5th and 6th, respectively, all on 21. Bournemouth just outside the playoffs, also on 21. And then come Burnley, who are 8th on 20 points. Down the other end, it's Preston on 6, Nottingham Forest and Stoke on 5. And then they're near to the bottom there. Teams that got to watch themselves: Watford, Plymouth, Norwich and Luton on 9 and 8 points, respectively. Right, that's the end of the episode. As I said, 10 games in the championship, unbeaten. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. If you include the friendly, 13, but 13 games unbeaten in all competitions this season, 14 if you take the friendly into consideration. We're going to play Huddersfield offline. We're going to come back for West Brom and Norwich in the next episode. West Brom currently 15th, Norwich in 20th. Can we keep up the form that we're in? And then we're going to have Swansea and Exeter City in the 4th round of the Carabao Cup. Can we get through to the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup? Join me in a couple of episodes and find out. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button. That keeps you up to date with all future episodes of From the Bottom to the Top and our other series, Going Dutch, as they are released. In new episodes of Bottom to the Top will be released every Tuesday and Friday at 4:15 p.m. and the best way of keeping up to date what's happening on this channel, so you know when everything's coming out, and whether it be tutorials or shirt videos or tactic videos, which we haven't done any yet, but we will do. It's just finding the time and the space to do it. You can follow me on X at JustOffside2. Keeps you up to date with everything that's going on. And thank you for watching. And thank you for subscribing and hitting that button and all the rest of it. Thank you very much. We hope to see you for the next episode. It's going to be episode 108. It's out on Tuesday. Until then, have yourselves a great weekend. Bye-bye.